Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now we're holding at these highs, and one thing that's very interesting at the moment, if we squeeze in just a little bit, you'll see right here that basically price is holding above the midpoint of the day that pushed beyond 2740. This is also the time that we pushed beyond the 2731s in general. Each time we've seen nothing but selling pressure off of that level each and every time back below. What was different about yesterday's trading was that the majority of the day was spent trading mostly above 2731, which in essence was building acceptance at and above that level, which is starting to negate this rejection that happened before. And this rejection, while not strong, it's not this type of rejection that gave us this. It was a minor rejection that showed that bears were defending, that bulls were taking profits. But now the tide could be changing, and the fact that we have seen price mostly stay above 2730 could begin to lead to a continuation higher. So at the moment we're seeing price, while not super bullish here and pushing through that level, it is beginning to establish acceptance above that zone, which could then spill over and create more upside price discovery into 2800. So this is the upper area right here where the next area of resistance is. And again, I will continue to watch that 2703, because as long as price remains generally above that zone, we're still flowing higher. And so again, watch 2740, and opening above that zone could open up clear air into 2800. If we take a look at the NQ, what you'll notice about the NQ is that while not as bullish as the ES, it has super clean levels. This box that is formed over the last 5-6 days is very clear. It's between 68.50 and 69.65. And you can see again here, there's a minor rejection here where with a pullback, bears have defended 2, 3, 4, 5, working on 6 days of trying to keep prices offered at and above that zone for a shot at returning prices back toward 66.50. But if there is a push above 69.65, that could open up clear air above, and that pushes you into 7200. So there could be a move of about 2 to 250 points to the upside if price begins to clear 69.65. So if we drop into, say, the 15-minute chart and squeeze this in a little bit, you'll notice how clear the current range is. This is that day where you had some minor rejection and price flowed lower. You can see how bears defended the 69.65 quarter, which is the FOMC key level from January 31st. And so far, all attempts into that zone have been defended, multiple rotations. The problem is these bears aren't getting paid to new lows, and instead there's minor higher lows happening, and that could begin to run the upside buy stops above 69.65. So this is a very narrow range that is developed and could lead to some significant expansion down the road. Until that expansion occurs, though, the short-term idea is to fade new highs, fade new lows back inside the range until we see that expansion. But very clear range to play off of here over the next several days. If we take a look here at crude oil, we'll bring this out to a daily. Crude continues to be extremely bullish. There's nothing really slowing this thing down. I've mentioned many times that I would not be looking to sell this thing short, and especially overnight. It is too strong overall. It has not even come into or below the 8-period moving average at all over the last 2.5 weeks. That just shows you how strong this market is. So again, the idea here is that we see further overall strength into 74.52. That's been our target for quite a while, and any pullback is typically a buying opportunity toward that end until proven otherwise. And again, if we saw some sort of significant one-day drop or two-day drop into 69s as low as 68.75, that could still be a significant buying opportunity ahead. The problem is I'm not sure that we see any kind of selling pressure of that magnitude right now. And so that's just going to lead to a slow continuation to the upside until these targets are reached. So further upside price discovery for crude oil, and avoid selling at least on a swing basis. Short-term sell opportunities could be done on an intraday basis, but you have to be very, very careful. Taking a look at gold, you'll see right here that we have gotten a significant drop below 1300. Major hold at these lows. I mentioned yesterday, given the fact that we were rejecting the lows at the outset, I mentioned that that could lead to a short-term bounce into 1300 and as high as 1306.60. Any bounce into that zone will likely be seen as a defense opportunity by bears looking to push this thing to lower price levels, perhaps into 1252 and as low as 1240. So right now, looking to see how this thing responds. I mentioned to our traders yesterday we could see a 1 to 3 day rally, and yesterday was beginning the rejection day leg. I mentioned if we can close above 1290, that would be the most bullish scenario, and it did. And then here's your midpoint retest that has happened already overnight, and we're pushing to new highs. So higher highs, higher lows day over day so far, and we could be looking at a little bit more upside again as high as 1306. And once we get to that zone, we have to watch to see how the market responds to those prices, because any signs of rejection would be an opportunity to push this thing lower. All right, that is it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the new day of trading and throughout the rest of the week. Good luck and trade well.